Let's go. We live, baby. This is original content. Beats by Lonze in the building. Let's go. Woo, season 2. All right. What's up? What's up? What's up? NPC gang, what's up? It's your man Beats by Lonze. I'm here looking for my drum machine specialist. Y'all have not got your drum machine specialist merch yet. Y'all need to go ahead and go to the Guru merch spring.com. Get your Guru merch, get your drum machine specialist hoodies. The fall is coming around, it's getting cold. So y'all make sure y'all do that, man. So man, we waiting. We waiting to see if Akai is gonna drop this morning. So let's see what happens. But anyway, we're waiting to see if they're gonna drop, man. Like 10 o'clock is West Coast time. Um, see West Coast time. It's 3 hours away from us, so they like to wait on the California time. So we'll see. We'll see what they're gonna do. I gotta look for something real quick. Like there's so much of this talk about AI. There's a lot of people that don't like it. There's a lot of people that don't care for it, and then there's people that like it. I think that it's a good tool, but I don't want anybody to get replaced by. I don't want people to get replaced by AI. But we can only get replaced if we let the AI replace us. So today I'm working on the Ableton Live 12 and the Push 3. And so trying to see, man. I got some songs I made that I don't know where I put them at. Should have been on my phone anyway. Yeah, we waiting to see if Akai is gonna drop today. I don't know if y'all saw the leak of the um, MPC Live 3. There's been a lot of talk about it. There's a lot of people that have a lot of input about what they think about it, whether it's going to be good, whether it's going to be bad, whether it's too many buttons, whether it's why did they put the studio speakers on it? Like, there's a lot of questions, and y'all know with the community, especially the hip hop community with NPCs, there's gonna be a lot of people that are going to complain about it before things get even put out. Nobody's even touched the machine, and there's people already complaining. There's people that hadn't even really seen the machine yet, and they're complaining about it. So y'all know how that goes. There's going to be that group of people that's going to complain about it, but will never buy it. There's going to be the crew that's going to buy it, use it, don't like it, get rid of it, and that's fine. That's fine and good. But the good thing about this is that the used market for NPCs is going to go haywire. Everybody's going to take their old machines. They're gonna try to get rid of all their old machines to get the newest joint, and it's just gonna be a revolving wheel. Those that don't like it, they're going to once they get it, they're gonna play with it for a little bit, then they're gonna get rid of it because they're gonna say, "Oh, it wasn't for me," and they'll probably go back to their old machines. But what I'm excited for is the software because I have all the controllers, and these are some really good controllers. And so if the new software is able to work completely with the controllers, we're going to be in good business. So there won't always be a need to always be on one machine because, as y'all know, I don't like to always be on one machine all the time. I like to move around. Sometimes I like to get my brain thinking with multiple buttons. Now, okay, this Joker had a lot of buttons. Now, I see a lot of people complaining about the new NPC having a lot of buttons. Now, this Joker got a lot of buttons. You can get lost up in this thing, but I like the concept of this NPC Black. I like what they did with it. I like the size of it, and I'm hoping that if they do come out with an NPC Mini that's gonna have a battery in it, I'm hoping that it is the junior to this. That's what I'm hoping for. So that's what I'm excited about to see. Blatantly Blatant Network. Blatantly Blatant Network said, "Hell no, it's all AI rumors." Peace. Linda's son is in the building. Peace. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Blatantly Blatant Network said, "I don't believe it. Salute, salute." Hey, I'm here. I'm here just like everybody, waiting to see what's gonna happen. But I just can only offer my predictions. I can only offer what I've seen over the past. There's a lot of like I said before. There's a lot of other content creators that are talking about it. We all run in the same circle, so we all conversate and speak about the same stuff, and so we all kind of got an idea that if Akai does stick to their normal setup and the way they do it, then it's coming. There's something coming, and I don't believe that all this information is just Bluetoothing itself out of nowhere and just being posted for no reason. Blatantly Blatant Network said he's got his GoPro with him. He's documenting his work since this morning. Salute to you. Hey man, we gotta get it. I appreciate it. Linda's son said, "Please believe it." That's all I'm saying, dog. Hey, I'm with you. I'm with you. I just got a real good hunch that that something is coming. So again, we've all done our speculations. We all saw the FCC reading. So if y'all know what the FCC reading says, there is there's 4 different sections on the FCC. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Like if I got the FCC joints on my computer really quick. Like let's see. FCC. Dun, dun, dun. Let's close that. FCC. I know I got it in my phone somewhere. But anyway, I know that the FCC said there was 4 devices registered that's supposed to come out, and that the end of September, which I believe is either September 23rd or September 28th. I can't remember which one the date is in my brain. The 3 may be an 8 in my brain because I'm like halfway dyslexic, but not really. Sometimes I see stuff backwards, and sometimes I put things together backwards. But anyway, it says that it's supposed to be been 4 devices. So like I was saying earlier, they like to wait on West Coast. They like for the West Coast to wake up before they start dropping stuff. So normally we should start seeing some videos around 10 o'clock, 10:30, if they are going to drop something. Linda Son, I'm hearing with the tariffs is going to be 1,900. That's possible. That's possible if the machines are not in the United States already. But I think that the machines are already in the United States already. So I don't think there's going to be tariffs on this end. Maybe tariffs, maybe there's tariffs going outside of the out of the country, but I think that they already have those machines already in the countries that they normally sell in, especially like Europe and all that stuff. They got them already there. That's why you can see that like the I know that Alto said that they didn't have it in their warehouses and stuff, but it will be shipped to them to their warehouses and then shipped from there. So we'll see. We'll see. People are really smart with their. I have a master's degree in reverse logistics, and so what I found, especially like when I was researching like Walmart distribution centers, did y'all know that the Walmart distribution centers started to put the distribution centers all over the world so that the logistics trucks didn't have to travel to like one location, like one big location on the East Coast, one big location on the West Coast, one location in the center of the U in the Midwest. They put distribution centers all over so that they would be able to get their product to the Walmarts, or let's say for instance the Amazons did the same thing. They put all these big Amazon distribution centers all over the place so that those Amazons can feed the areas that were closest to the distribution center. So I think that that's probably what's happening. Um, so yeah, so we're waiting on the West Coast. So I think that before they get there, their wheels are spinning. It's gonna be somewhere close to like 10:30 maybe. I hope anyway. And if not, then we just on the waiting. We're playing the waiting game just like everybody else. So doesn't stop anything at all. Doesn't stop the grind. Don't stop music having to be made. Don't stop us having to get our business squared away um and out of the way. Now, I will say I'm glad Linda's son is here in the building today because I woke up this morning with a push 3 video from Linda's son, and he was talking about he was showing us how to do some type of wizardry with the drums. And so this morning when I came to the studio, I immediately said, you know what? I think that today is a day that we need to work on the push 3. So yeah, he was sharing with us about the parameter lock chops. Now I don't know what parameter lock chops was. I watched a little bit of the video and he was explaining it and showing how how that works. I am going to go back and watch the video, but it was kind of early in the morning when I seen the video, so I kind of went back to sleep before I got to the studio. But it did motivate me to want to pull out the push 3, and so that's what I've been working on this morning. Now, I just want y'all to know that I do have the beta of the Ableton 12, and I also have the Ableton 12 standard edition that I paid for and I bought. And so what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to read over the release notes, and I have been trying to figure out what it is in the world that this new update is doing. So I want to show y'all my screen real quick. Like I was working on the beat. Splice Bridge has a actual VST plugin joint for Ableton as well. So I started to mess with Splice Bridge because typically I use Splice Bridge on Native Instruments machine. I didn't really use it to Ableton, and then I saw someone mentioning, I think probably Linda's son was mentioning the Splice Bridge, or somebody mentioned Splice Bridge, and I was like, let me check that out. So that's what I did. Pulled up the Splice Bridge, and that's actually pretty cool that once you open it up, you can drag and drop with that. So I found 2 samples, and I started to chop the samples. Well, not really chop the samples, but I started to mess with the sample and make a drum, put some drums behind it. So this is what I got so far. actually after that the drums should have came back in for that last part. So let's see. Let's go. I got you. I got you. Not the drums. Actual. What's his name should have came back in the sample. All right. So let's delete. I am still having a little bit of trouble with my push and the actual going back and forth between the push and Ableton 12. So that's some things I've been trying to play with and work out. But anyway, I don't let these joints beat me. I have to damn work with them and beat them. Never let the machine beat me. Anyway, that's what I got so far. I've been working on this morning. Appreciate it. It's just one of them things you got to get your head wrapped around, and once you do, you'll eventually catch up and get it. So yeah, I'm waiting to see what is happening. So what do y'all think? Y'all tell me what y'all think about the new MPC. Do y'all like it? Is it not what you thought it was gonna be? Let me know in the comments what y'all think about it. I actually like it. Again, like I said previously, that if that machine is based off of the Live 2, and the Live 2 is an incredible machine. But think of what they did with this freaking machine, right? Actually, that don't even give it justice. Let me explain what I'm talking about. If y'all been around MPCs long enough, if y'all have been around MPCs long enough, and y'all have saw the transition between the MPC Touch up until they drop the Live 1, and then they drop the Live 2, and you've seen the transition between how much it changed and how much work went into it and how much it has like developed and went to the next level, then you gotta know that the next Live is going to be crazy. It's gotta be. For them to put this much effort into it, to hide it and to keep it quiet, it's gonna be awesome. So Blatantly Blatant Network said the Live 2 is king. Hey, I absolutely 1000% agree with you. The Live 2 is the king of these MPCs. Now, when the MPC X come into the equation, that is built to run your studio. And the Live 2 is built to actually be able to go out and about with it. You know what I'm saying? So you can be in the studio, you can take it from the studio, go to somebody else's studio, and still have the same amount of power that you'd have on the X, the same amount of options that you have on the X. You just have less buttons and a little bit more less storage space. But then you got the option of SD card, you got the option of the hard drive space, you got two USB ports on the back, so you can plug up an external hard drive. You can plug in an interface. So for them to be able to expand this to pick up other interfaces that have multiple ends, You can't beat it. And then check this. This is what everybody's missing, right? They're missing the fact. They're missing the fact that you can plug this machine into your computer in controller mode, and now you have all of the power of your computer locked in with your MPC. And I can tell you, if you can't make a beat with the MPC and the MPC software, with all of your freaking everything at your disposal, with your MPC and your hard drive and your computer, man, you don't need to even you don't even need to make beats if you can't make it. What's up, Wabbit? What's going on? No Chipotle today. No Chipotle today. I'm on a Chipotle diet for at least about 2 more weeks. I got a couple doctor's appointments, so I need my blood, I need my cholesterol and my blood levels and stuff to be good. So I need to, you know, take a little quick little break off of Chipotle. But yeah, um, salute to you. I thank you for being in the chat and being on the live this morning. We just talking about this Akai new NPC. I wanted to hear y'all thoughts on what y'all think about it. You know what it looks like, what the specs, bring to your thoughts when you think about what's on this new machine. I mean, I was just like earlier. I brought the Studio Mark II out, and I was just looking at the buttons that's on the Mark II, and just looking at the layout of it. Now we know that the new machine has the step sequencer at the top. It has the freaking the strip, which is also on the Key 61, which is dope. So I think that will be a good addition. And to Blatant's point, if it is fake, then they still shot out something out there for the masses to say, we don't like that design. And so maybe if they are still designing a machine, then that will tell them that the masses don't want that on the machine. But I think that that's going to be pretty dope. I think that if this thing that they came out of the sky with and said that it's supposed to control automation, it's supposed to have step sequencer at the top, it's supposed to have stereo speakers at the bottom, it has a microphone in it, it has the double inputs. If it does have all of that, I think that they have been listening to the community, and I think they built it so that nobody would have anything to say about what they didn't put in it, because they put everything in it. Wabbit brings up a good point. The USB-C. I think the USB-C is going to be dope because everything runs on USB-C. I'll tell you that when USB-C first came out, like when they first swapped the iPhone from the Lightning port to the USB-C, I was mad about that. I was like, why would they put a USB-C on the freaking iPhone? Because now I can't use my Lightning cable. But then I started noticing everything had the USB-C on it. And then I was like, okay, that makes sense. Now I don't have to have a separate cable for the Lightning, because I do have one of the old iPhones that has Lightning. So now you don't have to have a separate port to carry with you for a Lightning port. You have USB-C that runs everything. And so now you can take one cord for everything. And mostly everything that came out since that time frame has been USB-C. So it makes sense to me now to have one cord. But now what it's done to every piece of equipment that I got has a USB-C cable to it, and it comes with a USB cable. So now I got 1,000 USB-C cables in the studio. Like, this is a cord cat. Cord cat has USB-C. So everything that's coming out now, at least 2023, 24, 25, got USB-C on it. So that's actually pretty dope. So I'm no longer mad about it, but I didn't understand it at first, but I got it now. So it says these companies get paid for clicks on their site too, so I think it's all for clicks and clout. That very well could be a possibility. It says, and when they drop new machines, do they send emails also? Uh, oh yeah, that's right. When they do drop, like when they say like we got a new when we got a new software update, they also do like the Akai professional will send a freaking email that says check out NPC blah 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 3, or you normally see like one of the big YouTube channels like Bolo or Malo or any one of those guys. They always drop a video and says it's out. um NPC can multi-sample. Yeah, that's gonna be dope to be able to multi-sample on multiple MIDI channels and multiple audio channels. So if you have something else coming into your NPC, that's going to be dope. So it says Av has been quiet again. Well, and that's another thing too. You bring a good point that when Av dropped that video about what the new NPC is going to have, um, that video disappeared. It disappeared quite quickly. So I guess, if this is true, they didn't want to mess up the rollout of what's happening with the new machine. Excuse me. So we'll see. We'll see. That just tells me, it just leads me to the point that it is not fake. And Bolo's been quiet, Al's been quiet, Malo's been he's been doing a lot of content with his 2500. Um I can't think of the other dude, but there's a couple of them that there's like a big four that they do their circulation. Um so when you start seeing like Bolo talking about Ab talking about Weaver talking about Bolo, when you keep seeing that circle keep doing other stuff, and they don't be as busy as this is what I think. I don't know this to be true, but I think that when you see them dropping those other things, and they get a little bit quiet and a little bit slow, maybe life is happening, and they don't have to be dropping all the time. So that could be a possibility too. But when the whole group gets to be quiet, you got to know that there's something happening in the background. That's all I say about that. And what I mean by quiet, when I mean by quiet, what I'm saying is quiet by chance of giving you new NPC stuff. That's what I'm talking about by being quiet. Not saying they don't put out content. Just saying that when you see them slow down in the type of content that you think that they always be talking about, the new software, hyping blah blah blah, the plugin, then I think that there's probably something happening behind the scenes that they got to find other stuff to talk about. Blatant Network says, I've been trying to watch their live streams, looking in the background, but don't see anything. You know that that's probably the reason, probably why you won't ever see anything to get caught like that, because they've been caught, like some people have been caught like that before in the past. And so you don't want to mess up your bag that you're supposed to hide something, and it ain't supposed to be seen, and you mess up, and now the company won't send you nothing else because you messed up you messed up a rollout. So Blatant Network said, I look at it like this: if they're not saying nothing, that's because they're learning the new machines too. Could be a possibility, or it could be that a new machine don't exist. And if a new machine don't exist, I paid my money out to Auto, and they're gonna have to give me my money back. But I can tell you that I got a phone call from them, and they told me that it's going to ship in October. So I don't know what time in October, but they said it's going to ship in October. So that's why I can say that it's not fake, because for a person to call me out of the blue and to fake that they're with a company, nah, that's kind of hard to do for them to tell me. It's kind of hard for them to tell me everything that I ordered, tell me what they saw that I said online about the machine because they was watching it, and then tell me that they appreciate what it is that I said online about the machine, and then to tell me that the specs are not out and the pictures are not out, but if you still want to keep it because of, you purchased it, we got to honor the purchase. So that's why I can say that I don't think that it's fake. But hey, who knows? We'll see. I do think that this is good for the company, that people are having conversations about the new machine, and it lets them know how much people really want it or they don't want it. So we'll see. So I got a feeling that we need to put some money up. If you are into new machines, I think that you should have a budget for new machines, and you should put some money up. Because in the case that it's not fake and that FCC listing, I'll tell you, over the last, how many years has it been? About 4 years that I've been watching the FCC joint. FCC has never lied. When they freaking go to that freaking company and register those freaking machines, it has never lied. Every time it said a machine was coming, it's came. Pause. So the you know what? While we're sitting here blabbing, y'all talk amongst yourself in the chat real quick. Like, let me find this freaking FCC. Let me find the FCC thing so we don't even have to play around with we don't even have to play around with ifs, ands, buts, or maybes. FCC. All right, so let's pull it up. Let's not even play because we might find out some more information this morning, because the video, the manual and the pictures were not supposed to be up until the end of this month. All right, cool. See, I like to like show and prove without all right, let's close that, stop the screen, share screen. All right. I don't like to just talk out of my ass. So this is what I'm telling y'all. Shout out to what's my man name from in Japan. Can't think of his name. He always talks about the freaking FCC. I can't think of his name. Oh, he's an older gentleman that did all the NPC tutorials in like the 80s and in the 90s. I can't think of his name right now. Good as I know his name. Not Jackie Chan. But anyway, here we go. So this is what I'm talking about, right? If you look at the FCC for Akai, and let me see, let's go down to 2024. All right, so let's look at June 17th, 2024. I believe this is the let's go back. Detail. Okay. User manual. All right. So this is the Alexis Crimson digital drum. So that came out June of 2024. All right, but anyway, let's see. Now I do know the code for NPCs is AC. I believe it's AC. So ACV2, ACVA2 is dun, 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 right there. ACVA2 is the MPC-1 Plus. And you see that? It has pictures of the MPC-1 Plus. That came out. Let's see when they listed it. Let's go back and see when it was listed. ACVA2. Final action date was February 2nd, 2023. Now, I don't quite remember when the freaking One Plus dropped, but I can tell you that it was somewhere after February 2023. If not in, it was after February 2nd, 2023. So the code for in music is Y40, and then the product code is ACVA2 for the live. I'm sorry, for the One Plus. Now let's go back up to Y40 again to ACVG. ACVG is not a code that has ever been on the FCC before. Like Y40 Force, that's the Akai Force that came out August 12th, 2019. You click on Y40 and you look at it. Y40 had never came out before. And if you look at the internal photos, you'll see that that is the Akai Force. Inside specs, inside guts of the Akai Force. And you see it says internal photo model Akai Force. And if you know what the Force looks like, that is the bottom of the Akai Force. If you look at the specs, test report revised from Akai Force model ADA2, and it gives a description of what the force is. It gives the brand, the frequency range, blah 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 blah. Y'all smart enough. Y'all know how to read that stuff and see what it all says. But what I want to get to of why I think this new machine is not fake. All right, so let me show you. Y40 ACVG. Y'all see that? When we looked at the force, there was only two detailed summaries. There's only the detailed summary of one, and then another detailed summary of another one. Y'all see this? This is five different details. So that means that there is 5 of something that is coming out for the ACVG product code, right? So we don't know if this is going to be 5 different colorways. We don't know if it's going to be 5 different machines. But if you look at the upper frequency, you see that the upper frequency for this first one is different than the rest of them. Like it's 2480. The second one is 2462. The next one is 5240. The next one is 5825. And the other one is the 2480. So that tells you that is 5 different things from my understanding of it. If I'm just thinking of it and looking at it, there's something different about those 5 things. Now let's go into the actual report. Now, it doesn't have any pictures. It does have the antenna specification, the test report. Let's go back to the other page, the summary. Now, when you go in the summary, you'll see all the information in the summary that says the details, the cover letter, the photos. Says the photos will be available on 9/28. So I had it backwards. I know the 3 and the 8 looks alike in my brain. So I know that it was either 23 or 28. So it says the photos will be available 9/28. It says the test setup photos will be available 9/28. The user manual will be available 9/28. So if there's nothing that's going to drop today, then we know that it's going to be next week. That it's promised to the FCC that the rest of this information is going to be available. Now, normally you can click on this stuff, but as you can see, everything is grayed out. You can't click on it, and of course, for this is private information, so you can't really like, you can't doubt them for keeping that information behind the curtain. But we know that there's 5 things on the FCC sheet. All right, so let's get out of my email. All right, so let's see. Why it won't close? I have no idea. Stop sharing. There we go. All right, so that is my information on that. So that brings up a good point. Blatantly Blatant Network says that the software is still in beta, so they need to go into alpha before they announce anything. So we do know, if we're reading the breadcrumbs, that the alpha has to come out before it drops in a machine. They have to put that alpha into the new machines, and so somebody has to go in and put that into the machine, or they have to remote into each machine and put that on every machine before it gets to the retailers, before it gets shipped out. Or at least it has to have the latest version of the 3.0 on a machine. And then you can update it when you get it. So we'll see. Blatantly Blatant Network has a good point. He said Akai could be trolling us. It could be. It could be them to get us to talk about it and to see how much we are interested in the product. But I do know that FCC listing don't lie, and for them to pay money for all those testings to be done for each one of those machines, I do know that they ain't trolling on that. And I had pulled up one of those listings before, and it had it said something about an actual computer, some type of computer that it was running off of, and a DVD drive and Bluetooth and all that kind of stuff. And when I was talking to my wife about it, my wife said that it could be that when they're creating the model, that sometimes they may not have what the actual internals that they're going to actually use, but they have like a mock up version of what they're going to put in it to kind of create what their idea of it is. And so when they get ready to do those kind of things, they have like a DVD player to run this specific component of the machine. They have like the ins and outs. They may not have the actual ins and outs that they're going to use when they put the machine together, but they have something comparable that can give you an idea when they make those mock-up versions of the machines. Now, I have never been in one of those warehouses where they make machines and make equipment, so I don't know anything about that. But it makes sense that when you are creating something, you don't always use the components that you're going to end up with. You may start out with a dummy of what you might come up with. So that was just one of those conversations where I was like saying, hey, it has this in it, has this in it, has this in it. And she said, yeah, you can only take that with a grain of salt, because that may not be the end user component of what's going in it. All right, so Crazy Rabbit said, get up, get down, FCC is a joke in your town. Yes, I will tell you, that is funny. My parents and my grandparents always trolled us on Christmas time. Like, I'll give you an example. When the Nintendo first came out, we told my mom was a single parent, and my grandmother was like the person that always came through like for Christmas. Like, when my mom didn't get us all the big stuff, my grandmother, we always could count on my grandmother to get us the big stuff for Christmas. So we had told my grandmother, hey, this Nintendo is out. One of our cousins, probably the only cousin out of maybe 50 that had a Nintendo, has a Nintendo. We want a Nintendo. And at the time, I'll never forget it. Nintendo was $150, either $150 or $100. But it was expensive for us. We couldn't afford a video game, and my mom would not pay $100 for a video game. And so, this Christmas, before Christmas, we were off for school break, and we were at my grandmother's house. And so we're like, okay, if we're gonna get these big Christmas gifts, it got to be in the house somewhere. So we went on this big scavenger hunt. Me and my two brothers went on this scavenger hunt through the house, looking for all of our Christmas toys, because we know that grandma gonna come through for Christmas, right? And so we went through the house, under beds, in the closet, in the top shelf, in the bottom shelf, under stuff. And what do we find out? In one of the back rooms, in the back closet, my grandmother had bought us the new Nintendo that had just came out, and we was going crazy. And so we kind of had ripped the box. We had ripped the paper of where the Nintendo was, so we had to kind of put it back together and tape it so we wouldn't get in trouble, to let her know that we found the Nintendo. And so yeah, that just brought back a story about our parents trolling us for Christmas. Like, they used to always troll us that, boy, I ain't got no money for no such and such and such and such, and maybe you can get it next Christmas, or maybe you need to get a job. And yeah, and she did. She came through that Christmas, and she bought us that Nintendo, and we didn't deserve that Nintendo. I will tell you that. My brothers didn't get good grades in school, and so they didn't deserve to play no Nintendo, to play no games. And we did. Matter of fact, I'll tell you this. It's probably bad for my brothers. Made my grandmother cry that Christmas, because there was other stuff that they wanted for Christmas, and she didn't get it because she paid all the money to get the Nintendo. And my brothers were at that time, they were very, very bad, and they said a lot of stuff, a lot of mean things to my grandmother that Christmas about why she didn't get them all the other stuff that they wanted for Christmas. And she had went out and worked and slaved and got that freaking Nintendo. And she cried. First time I ever seen my grandmother cry. My grandmother was a strong. You never seen her break. Never seen her cry. Never seen her, be. You just never seen her down about nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that was the first time I ever seen her cry, because she worked hard, and my brothers were very nasty toward her because she didn't get everything that they wanted for us to have for Christmas. And it was a very vulnerable moment for my grandmother. Never seen it. And I was really like mad at my brothers that Christmas, that they opened their mouth to say the kind of shit that this old lady worked her ass off to scrub people's toilets, to wipe people's asses, and to get us a Nintendo, and they wasn't even happy about that. So Crazy Rabbit says, today the brothers are now complaining the company's not providing enough tracks, or this or that. Yeah. And I'll tell you this, let me put this on the hill, that if you can't make a beat with 4 tracks, if you can't make a beat with 2 plugins and a drum track and an audio track, then this new machine is not going to make you make any better beats. You can have 100 tracks that's going to be available on this new machine, and if you can't use the limited amount that you got with 8 freaking plugins and 8 audio tracks and freaking and you won't put it into the computer into controller mode where you can get unlimited tracks, and you just stuck on a machine where you're only going to use it standalone, and you think that you're going to make better music with multiple more tracks, and you ain't making no music with the tracks that you got, The new machine ain't gonna matter. What they put into it ain't gonna do nothing for you. You're gonna get the new machine, and somebody that's waiting for the year to pass for the machine prices to go down is going to get your machine for less of a price than you paid for it because you didn't make music with what you got already. And there's somebody else that put a video out that said that use a new machine coming, use the machines that you got. I get it. I'm not saying use the machines that you got. I'm saying if you want to buy a new machine, buy a new machine. If you save your money, you have busted your ass and did what you need to do to get a new machine, and you can afford it, and you want it, buy the machine. You only live once. But if this machine is going to stop you from paying your mortgage, if this machine is going to stop you from paying your car note, if this machine is going to stop you from putting groceries on your table, then that means that your priorities are out of whack. So just because you see Beats by Lonze buy 3 machines a month, don't do like I do. Because guess what? At some point, I got to pay a piper. I got to figure out how to get the machines that I want. I have to budget. I have to do without. Sometimes I have to, rob Peter to pay Paul. Sometimes. And sometimes I got to sell stuff. So you never know how I go about getting my stuff. So don't try to compare yourself to anybody else you see online, because you don't know what anybody else got online. I could be a multi-millionaire and you have no idea that I'm a multi-millionaire. And so I can just have a budget to go out and spend this money every year because I have to spend this money every year. You have no idea. So I'm just saying to you, don't try to copy and be like everybody else, because that's going to run your pockets differently than it runs my pockets. So that's my inspiration that I got to tell you for today. Get to making beats. I'm done talking. I'm going to get back to Blatantly said, "Damn, sorry, Peter." That's right. And Crazy Rabbit says Paul is not complaining. That's absolutely right. If you have to rob Peter to pay Paul, somebody is not complaining about the robbery that's happening. So anyway, again, thank you all for watching this thing. I'm going to get into the studio. There's a couple of machines that I need to play with, some machines I need to mess with. My studio is in kind of a disarray right now. I got them MIDI keyboards over here. Got them synth controllers sitting on top of stuff. So I need to go in and organize and get ready. Here is my last thing I'll tell y'all before I go. Dear Akai, this is what I need from you. Just to wrap this up. I know y'all watch my videos. I know y'all watch my live. I know y'all are watching my Facebook. I know y'all know who I am. So this is what I'm asking for you, Akai. I need you to make sure that this machine right here continues to work with the new software. All right? I need you to please make sure that this machine works with the new software. And if not, I can still go back to 2.0. That's fine. I still have the 2.0 downloaded on my computer, so I can still use it. Please. And last but not least. Now, I don't know. I don't know what's happening, and I don't know what's coming out. I don't know what's happening, and I don't know what's coming out. But if you are not going to redo the REN, if you're not going to bring the REN up to the 3.0 specs, I'm asking that y'all find a way to make the REN work on the Mac MPC 3.0 software. This works on a PC. Have no problem with it on the PC. But on a Mac, on a new Mac shit, not working. Now I have not tried it with iOS 26, and I can go on a big hunch and tell you that uh, it's probably not gonna work. It's probably not gonna work on iOS 26. I can tell you without a doubt, probably this is not gonna work. But this was a great idea. It was pivotal for when it came out, and I wish that I could have afforded it when it came out and got it when it came out. But I had no idea this existed when I was making beats back in the day when I was making beats, and so I got it a little bit too late. But that's why I keep a PC in my studio, because I know that there's gonna come a time where I want to use this machine. Matter of fact, I'm probably gonna use this machine today. I'm gonna boot up my PC and I'm gonna use this today. I'm gonna make some beats on the Ren today, and it does sound good. I can tell you, in controller mode, it works. It sounds good. Y'all did a great ass fucking job with the software. So for the people that saying, "Oh, the software sucks," blah 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 blah, yeah, all right, cool. Make some beats on it. Show me where you have problems with it, and then I'll believe you. Blatantly blatant says he don't believe it. I don't believe it. So show me where it don't make sense to you, where the beats don't sound good, because it does sound good with that freaking 2.0 software. But I need it for 3.0. I need it. I need it. I need it. MPC Touch. Somebody from Akai reached out to me and told me that the MPC Touch, the part of the problem with the MPC Touch is the video drivers. So there's some inside stuff with the video drivers. I did a lot of work with the Touch. I was able to get it to work on the PC perfectly. I got it to work on the old. I have another computer over there that's a Mac. I got it to work on the old Mac software. So if I want to use it on Mac, I can go over there and use it, but on the Mac Studio, not so much. Um, that's what we're asking. So from the community, from my chat, Blatantly Blatant Network says we need an iOS and Android app to work with our NPCs. That's a good, you know what? That is a good one. The iMPC app that we have on the iPad, I have not tried it with any of my controllers. So that is something, that is a good one. That is something that I need to get on and test out in the studio. So I probably need to bring my iPad, because I just got a new M4 iPad. I just replaced my M2 iPad. So I need to test that out and see if the iMPC app works with this bad boy. Because if it works with this bad boy, that'll be dope. And I got a couple other controllers in here that probably need to work with that as well. So that's my conversation about will Akai drop today. It is 10:54 my time. Have not seen anything yet. Oh, yes. Guess what, guys? Somebody just dropped. Somebody went to the. Damn it! Let me screenshot it and send it to my joint. Save the photos. Y'all stand by. I was just about to get off the live, but guess what? Somebody just dropped something on the NPC forum. Let me airdrop it to my computer. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. All right, let me open this bad boy up. Guess what? Check it out, guys. Let me share image file. Woo! All right, y'all see that right there? That is the FCC listing. It shows the pictures of what the freaking new Akai MPC Live 3 looks like. I'm going to leave it up on the screen. Y'all see that? That is the FCC photo. Shout out to, who is that? Brian Anthony. That is the patent photos. I didn't take a picture of the other portion. Hold on, let me do another one. See, I wasn't savvy enough to find the photo on the FCC, and we just looked. Let's share another one. Let's remove that one. Remove from studio. Let me share another photo to you. Let me airdrop real quick. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Image file. Yes, sir. This is another one. All right, check it out. This is my man right here, Brian Anthony in the MPC Mix and Masters. Again, he dropped a video. He dropped a photo of the FCC Live 3 patent that shows what the new MPC looks like. So y'all can see from the other pictures that they dropped, there it is. That's what it looks like. Same picture that they showed on the freaking Canada website. And so, again, like I told you, if that company, if Alto wouldn't have, if it was a fake, they wouldn't have called me and asked me to if I wanted to return my order, if I wanted to keep it if it was not real, if it was not fake. So now I can't really see really well on this picture. I want to see if I can zoom in. Yeah, you can't really see. It's kind of, whoever took the pictures for Akai for this thing probably meant to not have actually like 4K video of what that looks like. So when you zoom in, it's just like the other picture. When you zoom in, you can't really see. You can't really see what the wording and the verbiage says on the buttons. V-Hawk says that black is fire. Always bet on black for sure. Again, like we said, there's 5 different FCC listings, and so we need to see if the 5 listings mean different colors, if it means different machines. Well, we did see the frequency on all those machines were all different frequencies except for the last one. The first one and the last one were the same frequency. So that means that they probably have like a black color, and then they probably have another color. And then those other machines are probably, I'm just speculating, it's probably another machine. So will Akai drop today? I don't think they're gonna drop today because it's already 10:30. Unless they're behind on schedule or something. So we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. Let's see what else. Let's see if anybody else on any forums have dropped. Because I'm subscribed to every MPC forum on Facebook, and so most times I go on there and I kind of help people. I kind of give them, when they ask questions like how to do such and such, I typically go through and do that kind of stuff. Let's see. Nope. And it normally it pops up on my page. All right. Well, I won't hold y'all no longer, man. There it is. That's the information right there for you. Blatantly blatant says still looks like AI. Hey, until Akai officially drops this, again, we're just going to all speculate that. We're just going to speculate until Akai officially drops. So again, thank y'all all for watching. I appreciate you. And I will catch y'all on the next video. Now, let me do this shameless plug real fast before we do get out of here. Last thing I'll tell you. Let me do this shameless plug. I have my own merch. This is a drum machine specialist by Beats by Lonze. It's the hoodie. If you do order the hoodie, I recommend you go up one size than your regular size. This is drop ship from the company that makes them for me. It's not gonna come from me. I tried that before. I tried shipping my own merch. That is a bitch. I'm never gonna do that again. I'm always gonna drop ship from have somebody make it, and when you order it, it comes directly from the manufacturer that makes it. So yeah, drum machine specialist, all black. I believe I have a white one with black, but you can find all of my merch at gurumerch-spring.com. And then if you can't find it by just typing that, you can go to beatsbylonze.com. I actually have a link to the merch at beatsbylonze.com. I know everybody here is producers, so y'all don't buy beats like I do. But if you're interested in beats, you can find, I have a lot of beats on sale at beatsbylonze.com. You can check out my podcast, the Grind 329 podcast by Lonze. And if you're a new producer and you need a drum kit expansion to get started, I have a free drum kit expansion on my website. You can download it, get it for free. So that's my last plug for today again. Thank you. Much love to everybody that's been in the chat. Shout out to Blatantly Blatant Network. Shout out to V-Hawk. Shout out to my man, the Crazy Wabbits. Shout out to who else has been here? Sound Boys Paradise. Shout out to who else has been in the building. Man, the chat's been going crazy. Linda's son, Darren, Linda's son. Shout out to him for being in the building. And everybody else that has watched and has not commented, again, thank you all for being here as well, too. And I think with that being said, we are out of here. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe. And you check out the podcast. We are in season 2, episode 5 of season 2.